All right, guys. So what I've got here today is I've got this set up for a reverse shell setup between my Tryhackme lab, just as a little side exercise. I was doing some Kerberos roasting, but I decided to move on to just random stuff, basically a reverse shell. And in order to do that, what I did is I shared out through a Python script to create this Python server over here, and then I downloaded Netcat for Windows by sharing that out and going through the browser in order to download this file. And that file is the nc.exe. And so what I did is I have that in here. And what we're going to do is go ahead and execute this command right now. We're going to basically input the reverse shell, and this is going to start Netcat on this port 1234, and the dash E is going to execute the command shell on that. So it's going to create the reverse shell and basically be able to connect to the shell from our Linux system. So we'll go ahead and run this first. And as you can see, we are now listening on port 1234. So what we want to do over here is on our Linux system, in order to establish that reverse shell, let's get that out of the way. We're just going to simply run this nc command right there. We've got the nc, our IP address of our Windows system that now has the reverse shell netcat running through port 1234. And that's going to establish that shell, Windows shell through here. So we see that that is now established. So now what we can do is run various commands that will basically execute on that reverse shell over in the Windows system. For instance, there's the calculator, uh, group policy editor. What else do we got? We've got disk management, MGMT, so that's going to launch our disk management. So as you can see, everything is executing as if we were on that system from our Linux system that we established that reverse shell on. And basically, if you wanted to do that in reverse, you would just want to use this command here uh, from your Linux system. It's basically just you're going to have to export the bash shell, and then you could connect from your Windows system to that Linux system, and it would do the same thing. It's just basically using the bash shell. We don't have that right here, but it is pretty convenient. So if you want to give that a try, feel free. Thanks a lot.